What's up, everybody? You know who this is. This is AJ Copeland, and this is what? Topics to go. I'm gonna go right into the topic. I had a couple of videos that I did on why are men gay, and the other one is men are gay for many reasons. Those are the two videos I did. But I heard something that was somewhat disturbing here lately. And it's funny, ironic that it would happen right around the time that I was doing the videos on these various topics. And so I just thought maybe I'd come back to you guys and deal with this something, this situation that is pretty serious in my view, based on the information that I've gathered through the news. As the story goes, there were two young men that were intimately involved, and they were intimately involved for some time, as it relates to sex. And it was about 10 hours. One day they got together. I don't know if they were smoking, drinking, whatever the case may be, but they got together and they was intimately involved for about 10 hours. And so one of the guys decided that he was going to call out the other one by telling him, hey, dude, you're gay. And the other young man said, no, man, I ain't gay. Don't call me that, dude. I can imagine in my mind, how he was responding to that. Don't call me gay, man. I'm not gay. All right. I'm just chilling. I'm not gay, man. And the dude that was obviously content and openly about his sexuality continued to say to the other young man, you're gay. And he kept saying, nah, man, I'm not gay, dude. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Don't call me that, man. Don't call me that. All right. So to make a long story short, it wasn't a very good end result because the young man that kept saying to the other young man, don't call me gay, eventually killed the guy that continued to call him gay. He stabbed him repeatedly over and over and over again behind him, calling him gay. Now, if you watch my video, and the link will be at the bottom where I talk about men are gay for many reasons, you could better understand why this kind of thing can happen. And I want to say to people that everybody that's walking around here, all the men and women, individuals that are walking around here, that we assume are comfortable and content with their sexuality, I got news for you. That's not the case. And in many situations, many men and women are not comfortable with the whole ideal of the term of homosexuality, of the term of being gay. They don't like that. They see it as entertainment. They see sex as entertainment. They see sex as something that they do, just like if they would go out and smoke weed, or they go and take a drink of alcohol. It's just like it's a piece of entertainment to them. So they don't look at it like that. They don't see it as someone that is content and comfortable with their sexuality. They're not going to see it the same as you see it. And so I just want to put a warning flag out there to individuals that choose to sleep with men that are not comfortable with their sexuality, that there's a very, very strong chance that you're putting your life in jeopardy. Because if you come at them in any type of way that makes them feel even more uncomfortable than they already feel, you're subject to lose your life, just like that young man lost his life when he repeatedly told that guy that he was gay after the guy told him that he wasn't, and told him to stop calling him that. Now, why would one feel that way? Why would one feel ashamed of being called gay, even though they're involved in the activity? Because there is a separation of the two. There aren't any emotions or any love or any ideal of relationships or connecting with any man on any meaningful term other than sex. And we got to understand that it's about the sex. It ain't about how wonderful and nice and kind and attractive and fine you are. It's about the gratification of being intimate with another man. It's about power. It's about control. And when one feels as though they're losing that control and that power, that something goes off. And usually somebody gets hurt in the process. So you gay men out here that are comfortable and content with your sexuality, you might want to stay away from individuals that are yet struggling in their sexuality, because you may have this huge expectation that this trap boy, this trade, this masculine dude that you met in a supermarket or on a corner or your neighbor or down the street that are willing to allow you to, to perform sexual favors to them, you might be thinking in your mind, oh, I can get that. Oh, I can have that. Oh, that's going to be my boo. That's going to be my dude. That's going to be my nigga. And you got it twisted. That's the farthest thing from their mind. They're not trying to be with you on that level. And if you try to go at them in that way, you are subject to get hurt. That's what the whole idea, don't call me gay. And that's what a lot of them get angry when you do that. They'll have sex with you all day. You could be in a store. And I've seen it happen. I think I've discussed this in one of my videos. I have been out in public, and I've dated some very attractive individuals, and I've had some friends that were very attractive, and I'm talking about men, and we've gone out and to a store or a restaurant or various places, and I've seen guys actually with their wives and their girlfriends, okay, and maybe even some family members check out individuals that I was walking with, that I was with. And when I walked off, if the opportunity came available, they would say something to them. But it would be in a more of a secretive kind of behind the building, behind the door kind of thing, in the house, not outside the house type of thing. And we got to understand the differences. And as I talked about the very topics and subjects as I deal with homosexuality and being gay, in the Black community, it is very, very difficult. You may think it's easy. And I know in Atlanta, a lot of folks say, it's easy in Atlanta, ain't nothing going on in Atlanta. Yes, there's a lot going on in Atlanta, but it's a lot of things you don't hear. A lot of young men are losing their lives. A lot of young men are being raped, molested. So it's a lot going on. We just don't hear it. It don't get the front page of the news all the time, but it doesn't mean that it's not happening. So when someone tells you don't call them gay, believe them. They don't like it. And if you call a lot of them out, you might just lose your life because they got friends. I remember in Atlanta, and I'm going to close, but I remember in Atlanta maybe about a couple of years ago, maybe about 3 years ago, there was this young man that was obviously gay that called out one of these guys that he had gave head to. And this guy, and he outed him in front of his friends. And it was a big thing. The boy got jumped. And everybody was thinking, he got jumped because he was gay. No one knew at the time that him and this other boy had intimate, performed various things together. No one knew it, not even his friends. And so he got jumped, and everybody, they was talking about pressing charges against this young man because it was viewed as a hate crime, not knowing that they had been intimately, a few times prior. It was viewed as, we see this gay boy walking down the street, and they just decided to jump him. And he gets on national TV and he talks about, yes, and I was just going to the store and they jumped me. And as the story began to come out, the truth, everybody later found out that these individuals had been intimately involved with one another. And so one of them, the gay boy, called the so-called straight guy out and said that he gave him head. And so it became a big thing about 2 or 3 years ago. It probably been longer. I'm not for sure the date or time, but I know it was a while back. And anyway, it became a big thing, and that young man got jumped because of this whole thing. And then the other young man that was pretending to be something that he wasn't wanted to continue to keep that, that act in front of his friends, because he didn't want his friends to know that he had did something with this guy. And a lot of them are like that. They think like that. They one thing among their buddies, and they're another thing when they're with you. And I want to tell you one, I'm going to say it again to you guys that are openly uncomfortable, content with your sexuality. Think twice before you get involved with individuals that are not. Think twice, okay? You can't turn nobody gay, as some folks think. You can flip a switch and be around somebody and they're going to be gay because you're around them, or they're going to be gay because you're their relative, you're their dad, you're their mother, and all of a sudden because you're around that child just all of a sudden going to turn out homosexual and gay because you're gay. Not necessarily. That's not necessarily. You can have a child that grows up among two parents, two male parents or two male female parents, and they may not even choose. They will choose the opposite sex. It has nothing to do with growing up around something or somebody. It has everything to do with what's on the inside of you, what's in your heart, what's in your genes, what's in your mind. It's a combination of things. With some folks, it may be one thing, and with others, it may be something else. But overall, it's not something that just like a disease or a virus, it just spread abroad and just hit everybody it comes in contact with. That is not how it works, all right? So I'm AJ Copeland. This is Topics to Go. And during your free time, always remember, catch a topic or two. Later.